Welcome to DeFi Crypto Today. Our topic today is Arable Protocol, the first synthetic farming protocol. But first, this is a paid sponsorship. As always, I only take sponsorships from projects that I believe can provide value to my viewers. Nothing in this presentation is meant to be a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold tokens from any protocol. All crypto protocols carry high risks. Only invest amounts you're willing to lose. All right. So the first thing that we notice is that they talk about synthetics. What are synthetics? Synthetics are derivatives. Okay, we're going to look into derivatives a bit today. And to give you an idea, the derivatives market is fantastically huge. Okay, so I found this infographics here to give you an idea. Here they're showing the total value of silver. This is from 2020. Okay, so some of the values have changed since then, but approximately all the silver in the world is worth about $43 billion. At that time, when the infographics was made, the total current cryptocurrency market was only $244 billion. Today, it's much, much, much bigger than that. If we look on CoinGecko, it says it's 1.6 trillion. So it's about 7 or 8 times bigger than it was just 2 years ago. So this market is growing very fast also. About 40% of this is just Bitcoin. The rest is new, is Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies that have been created and that have grown since then. But as big as this looks, it's nothing compared to the synthetic market and the derivative market. So this gives you an idea. This is all the coins that are that exist in the world, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, all the billionaires in the world. That's what it looks like. All the gold in the world looks like this. All the Fortune 500 companies, okay, can be represented by this. All the stock markets in the world, right here. So we're getting bigger, right? This is the money supply. This is global debt. So you've got household government debts, corporate debts, and financial institution debt. And then you got the global real estate market, all the wealth in the world. And finally, we're at the derivatives. Okay, now look how big this is. We're talking millions of times bigger than everything else. Okay, so they're getting into a fantastically huge market, okay, which in DeFi at the moment has not been tapped very much, okay. So there's a ton of room for expansion, and that's very exciting. All right, so let's have a closer look at what Arable is trying to solve. Okay, there are lots of problems in DeFi at the moment, okay? And they've got some very interesting ideas, and I think it's very exciting because it's going to show. I think they found a solution to fix problems of having crypto assets on various chains and how to farm them together and produce more yield and so on. So let's have a look. So they talk about the problem right now is that yield farmers use assets on various chains in order to gain higher returns and alter their portfolio. The problem is yield farmers use assets on different chains in order to gain higher returns and alter their farming portfolios. And there's several problems that occur because of assets being on various chains. First of all, you need to switch chains, okay? So if you're on Ethereum and then you want assets on Polkadot or on Solana, well, you need a new wallet and try to move assets from one chain to another. You need bridges. It costs money. There's slippage. It's not easy. It's really not easy to do. So, and it takes time. That some bridges can take several minutes or several hours sometimes to move your funds, especially if you want to move like very large amounts of money. It can take a day, sometimes more. It's not easy. Then you have issues of security. Now you have to trust the bridge. Okay, is the bridge safe or not? Okay, then you got your gas fees. Each chain got its own set of transaction fees, and you got to be able to have the right token at the right place to pay for all that gas. It's not easy, and it's inconvenient when you want to do asset management. Okay, because now you've got assets on various chains, and you have to be able to monitor them. And not convenient. Chain specific knowledge. Well, if you're on Ethereum and other EVM compatible blockchains, it's not so bad because they pretty much work together. But if you move assets to Solana or Polkadot, it's a different technology. They don't work exactly the same way. So you need to know how they work, okay, and see if that works for you. So Arable offers a solution. Okay, they want to bring multi-chain farms on a single chain. In this case, they're going to start at least on Avalanche, and they want to have assets from various chains put together on Avalanche on a single chain. Okay, so you don't have to bridge your assets over. You save time, you save money, it's a lot more convenient. Arable Protocol allows users a frictionless staking and liquidity mining experience on the user's experience chain. So most people are familiar with EVM. That's the Ethereum virtual machine, which works on Avalanche, Phantom, Polygon, and so on, right? So those all work pretty much together. Now we can add assets from other chains like Solana, and Polkadot, and Cardano, and so on, and put them all on this same EVM compatible chain, okay, which makes life a lot easier. So you also need to take care of market validation. So yield farmers do not like setting up new wallets for other farms. So you need like a wallet for EVM compatible blockchains. So you're going to use something like MetaMask. And then if you're on Solana, you're going to need Phantom. And then if you're on other chains, you're going to need yet another wallet. It's a lot of hassle because each time you have a wallet, you need a password plus the security seed phrase and so on. So imagine if you have assets on various chains, you need like 4, 5, 6 wallets. And that increases the management problem of having all these passwords and security seed phrases to keep secure. So you have a lot more work. Many yield farmers are unable to reach great projects on their experience chain. You find, project X is on that chain. I'm not set up for it. And it's difficult to send funds over there. Maybe there's a bridge, maybe there isn't. The difficulties are quite high at the moment. So here they show an idea of the size of the market. It's a little bit higher now. There's over $120 billion of market cap in DeFi at the moment. And yield farming is about half of that. Okay. So that gives you an idea of the size of the market they want to enter in. Benefits for farmers. Yield farmers can farm any ecosystem asset on any chain without using bridges. And they keep the same APY. Okay, so that's what they want to offer. You're going to be able to farm your synthetic assets, keep the same APY, and do all this on a single chain. Very easy, and save time and save money because you don't have to pay bridge fees and all that jazz. So Arable's goal is to be the most convenient place for farming and asset management. Yes, it's a lot easier to manage your assets if they're all on the same chain and in the same place, even though they are coming from various blockchains. So you got to have single chain farming, zero slippage decks for synthetics, and easier asset management. And then you're going to have also people that are going to be minting these synthetics. Okay. So the minters get the Acre token, that's Arabo's native token, as a reward for minting the synthetics. You get the fees sent by users. It's safe and secure. You get the Acre rewards and synthetic asset rewards as well. So lots of ways to make money with this. Key differentiation from competitors. Arable focuses on synthetic farms, not only assets, unlike synthetics and Mirror. So this is not the first time that synthetic crypto assets have been created. Actually, the technology they're using is based on synthetics. This is synthetics, okay? And synthetics has a different strategy. They're very popular. There's over $600 million locked in there. But they created synthetic foreign exchange. So you got synthetic USD, synthetic euro, synthetic Japanese yen, and so on. They also created synthetic cryptos. That's what Arabo is going to focus on. Okay, so in this case, they got synthetic Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, and synthetic DOT, Aave, and ADA. All right, so this is more the focus of Arabo. They're going to focus more on creating synthetic crypto assets and not necessarily foreign exchange, and in this case here, index. But also there's Mirror that created a lot of synthetics, very popular protocol as well. These guys are mostly interested in synthetic stocks. So in this case, you see MAAPL, that's the synthetic Apple stock. You got synthetic AMB, synthetic Amazon, and so on and so on. Arabo is not going to do stocks. They're going to focus more on crypto assets. All right. So, and also they're not going to just focus on creating assets. They're going to focus on creating farms. So it's going to be like a one-stop shop. Everything is going to be feasible at the same place. Okay, you're going to have synthetic crypto assets created that are going to be based on popular cryptos from various blockchains, but they're all going to be on one chain for convenience. And you're going to be able to farm them directly on Arable protocol as well. Okay, so you'll be able to make money with them as well. Arabo's main focus is not stock synths, but synthetic crypto yield farms, as I said. So they're not going to copy the model from Mirror. Okay. Now, their go-to-market strategy is they're going to airdrop Acre tokens to users to get initial liquidity. They're going to secure Acre liquidity from partnerships, working with social media influencers, and so on. All right. So let's look at their value proposition. I think it's quite interesting. Right now, we have a number of platforms to allow yield farmers to aggregate yield, but chain by chain. However, there's no platform that aggregates all cross-chain assets and farms. And that's what they're trying to do. Right now, if you want to do yield farming, you're going to do some on Ethereum, and then some on Avalanche, and then some on Phantom, and then on Solana, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay, it's all separate. Okay, they want to aggregate all this at the same place. Okay, make it easy. Right? And also you save time and money doing this. All right. So the key components of Arable platform will be an intuitive dashboard. We're going to have a quick look at what it looks like at the moment. It's not in its final phase, okay, but it's on the testnet at the moment. We're going to have a look at that. Where yield farmers have an overview of their yield generating stakes, liquidity pools, or synths. synthetic assets such as ARETH. So they're going to create new tokens that are going to mimic existing tokens. So the AR stands for arable. So you're going to have arable Ether, you're going to have arable CRV, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, they're going to mirror existing assets and are unique to arable. Synthetic farms. Through synthetic farming, users can access all crypto farms on a single chain. So you're going to be on Avalanche, and you're going to be able to farm tokens from various other chains like this. Okay. Synthetix, that's the protocol we saw a little bit earlier, has proved that synths are secure enough to exist and be used for trading. Therefore, the minting of synthetic assets is not a foreign concept to most yield farmers. So this is not new. They're using existing, proven, battle-tested technology. Okay. However, the challenge is to build a system that would guarantee farming rewards for the assets minted. In other words, an incentive system that allows the creation of sustainable synthetic farms. Okay, so it has to be sustainable to make this work, right? So the logic is to create synthetic assets on a network that exists on an alternative chain. Since minters are responsible for the collateralization of the minted assets and for the rewards to be given to yield farmers. So you're going to have minters and you're going to have farmers. The minters create the assets and validate them. Okay. And they're going to collateralize them, and they're going to issue rewards to the farmers. That's the plan. So, for instance, it says if the asset AR Sol, a synthetic Sol from Solana on Arable, is minted on the Avalanche network, minters should be responsible for backing the AR Sol staking rewards, which are automatically given to farmers, as the minter's debt is automatically increased proportionally based on a minted synth. The protocol makes use of an Oracle service for the asset prices and yield calculation. So you need the Oracle to make sure that the synthetic assets are at the right value, right? All right, so here they're talking a bit more about what synthetic assets are. Talked about that already. Here we compare arable solutions to the current solutions that exist. Okay, so right now we have bridges. Okay, so for instance, you want to transfer assets from Ethereum to Avalanche or to Polygon or Solana or whatever. Okay, so bridges allow the transfer of assets from one chain to the other. It's useful and allows the asset to be farmed to in the next logical step. Now, Arable allows for farming on all cross-chain assets, which creates new possibilities for their usage. So you don't need to bridge anymore because all the assets are available on the same blockchain, okay, through the Synthetix process. Now, you also have wallets, which are another solution. So you have multi-chain wallets that are useful, but they offer limited capabilities to farmers. So you have some wallets that have multiple chains on them, okay? But it's not really helping for farming, okay? Arable not only allows consolidate assets, but also provides many additional features for farming. Then we have synthetic assets, like those that are made by Synthetix. Okay, existing platforms allow the trading of synths, but not their farming. So that's nice. You can always create the token, but you can't farm them right now. Arable wants to fix that. So they're going to allow the use of synths for yield farming and unlock new possibilities for liquidity providers. So that's a step forward. Here they have a graph that explains the minting process. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to put the link. All the links for the information are in the description below. So if you want to look at this in greater detail, you can check it out. And they've got key terms and so on. Okay. All right. This is what the test protocol looks like at the moment. So if you're interested in testing this, you should join their Discord. Okay, so you should join their Discord. There's a lot of people in there that are ready to help you, and you can talk with other people that are testing the system at the moment and understand how to do it. Okay, so you've got announcements here. They show their various links. We have the testnet application ready for testing here, and so on. So there's a lot of information you can get right here. You can discuss how to do things on the protocol. So I'm just going to show you a quick overview of what's going on the testnet, okay, on their MVP. But for more details, it's better to talk with them. So you have the responsibles here for Arable Protocol. They're going to give you the information you need in greater detail. They're going to direct you where you need to go. So let's have a look at the protocol. So we were talking about farming. So you have the pools here, okay? And you have an example here. You got the acre wrapped AVAX pool, okay? So that's what it's going to look like. And then if you want to become a validator, okay, here it shows how to create a validator and so on. We're going to talk about validators in a moment, and you're going to see what they're about. Okay, so we got more info for validators here. There's an unbonding process. Okay, they're not showing much here at the moment. We're going to talk about the unbonding as well. That's a process that they're using basically when you stake. And you can stake tokens, you can stake LP tokens, and so on. And when you want to take them out, there's a 14-day unbonding period. Okay, they use that to ensure liquidity in the system. There's the airdrop page. There's an OTC page. There's a faucet. If you want to do testing, you're going to need to use the faucet. Okay. And there's a leaderboard here. Okay, here's the leaderboard. But first, you should definitely follow them on Twitter as well. They've got announcements. They've got there's an AMA coming in a few hours, actually. So if you want to ask questions or listen to their presentation, go there. It's in cooperation with Pangolin. So definitely, if you want to know what's going on, subscribe to their Twitter. Definitely join their Discord if you want to know more about how things are done. And there are lots of opportunities for people to make money with it. That's always my favorite part. So they have different things you can do. You can stake, and in this case, it would be the native token, the acre. You can stake the acre and earn some yield, okay? So you're going to receive some more acre token as a reward. Now, there is an unstaking unbonding period of 14 days, okay? So there's a waiting period of 14 days from the point of unstaking, also called unbonding, during which the tokens remain locked. During this unbonding phase, you will not receive further rewards. Now, they do this because they want to secure their liquidity. They don't want people to pump and dump their tokens, which, has been an issue with a lot of protocols. Now, you also have liquidity mining, which is the most exciting part. Okay, that's where you're farming. So you get LP tokens as a receipt for providing liquidity for a token pair. The DEX such as Pangolin, they're in partnership with Pangolin. So that's where you're going to be able to get the acre token, and you're going to be able to trade the synthetics as well at some point. So by providing liquidity, you allow other users of the DEX to swap between those tokens. The DEX charges a fee for each swapping action, and you get a cut of those fees as a reward. You can stake those LP tokens at Arable and generate acre rewards in return. At the moment, LP tokens for the acre wrapped AVAX pair are supported, and plans for additional token pairs are coming in the future. So we saw this already on their test protocol. If you decide to unstake, again, there's the unbonding period of 14 days. Okay, which will not generate any acre rewards. All right, there's also delegated staking, which increases your yield. Okay, delegated staking means that you're going to, instead of staking directly with a protocol, you stake with an existing validator. We're going to see what those are in a moment. And that's why they call it delegated. The validators are independent distributed nodes performing essential services for the Arable protocol. And we're going to see that in a moment. The delegated staking provides two functions for the protocol. They provide economic security and participation in governance. So you can vote for decisions at some point once the governance is set up. When you stake, you receive rewards in the form of more Acre tokens and get the opportunity to participate in the protocol's governance by voting on proposals. And then they show you how you can select a validator. A validator needs to be dependable and behave properly in the network. If it does not, it runs the risk of slashing. Slashing means that a percentage of staked tokens, including yours, delegated stake, will be taken away. So they don't want you to lose your tokens. So there's going to be a process for vetting validators. Okay. So here to give you what you need to know about how to select your validator. Okay. What's important for validators is that they take a cut of your rewards by taking commission. Each validator sets its own commission rate anywhere from 0 to 25%. So that's another thing. If you want to make more money, maybe you want a validator that has a smaller percentage, but you also want a validator that has good reference and good security. Okay. So there are lots of things to consider when you do your delegated staking. All right, so let's have a look at the validators themselves. Validators are independent and distributed nodes providing essential services for the Arable protocol. Now, when we're talking about nodes, we're talking about real nodes here. We're talking people that have experience running servers, big computers, okay, big boxes, okay? This is not the node as a service thing, okay, that we've seen with other projects, okay? These are real nodes. So people that are validators, they need to have a lot of experience running servers, okay? It's not for the average Joe, all right? So if you are an experienced node holder, okay, if you have an experience running nodes and so on, you might be interested in this because that's another way for you to make some money. So what do validators do? They distribute rewards to delegated stakers. So if you stake with them, they're going to give you rewards. They provide Oracle services, so we know what the price of the tokens are supposed to be. They provide an ARUSD stability bot to keep it pegged to $1, to 1 USD. They ensure the financial security and stability of the protocol, and they help shape the future of the protocol by participating in governance. So validators are really, really important, this protocol. In return, validators receive more Acre rewards. During the initial launch phase of Arable, only the first test distributed reward is performed by validator nodes. The other features will be rolled out for the MVP phase. So right now we're in the MVP phase, so this is ongoing right now. How to become a validator. At the moment, there's 50 spots for validator nodes available at for the launch phase. By the way, the launch is coming soon. It's in February. Okay, this protocol is supposed to be live in February. More will open up as the protocol develops. So if you want to run a validator node, you expect it to be experienced in administering and securing a server. So you need to be pretty good at that. Okay. Yeah, ideally, you already have prior experience running validator nodes on other networks. So if you have the experience, check this out. You need to have an initial stake of 300,000 Acre tokens with your validator. So there's a financial investment here. Okay, validator is expected to have an uptime of virtually 100% and be reachable by the network 24/7. So they're gonna call you up at night if something goes wrong with your node. All right. The validator's owner's responsibility is to keep the validator script up to date with the newest version and secure your server against hacks and intruders. If you fail to run a dependable validator, you risk getting your stake slashed, meaning a percentage of your stake Acre can be taken away by the protocol. Okay, if you believe you fit the profile and are interested in becoming a validator, you can apply by filling up this form. There's a form right here. Someone will get back to you within a week. If you are accepted, you need to set up the validator script on a server that supports Node.js scripts and create a validator from within the Arable app and so on. Okay, delegators. Delegators is basically the people that stake using validators. Okay, we talked about that earlier here. Delegated staking. Okay, so if you stake using a validator, you are a delegator. Validator allows delegators to stake with them. In return, the validator takes a commission from the delegator's rewards. The commission rate is decided individually by each validator. It can be set between 0% and 25% of the delegator's rewards. The remainder is paid out to the delegator by the validator. So validators can make money out of this. Okay, basically they split the rewards between the delegator and the validator. Okay, so if you're a delegator, you can choose which validator you want to work with, depending on commission rates and experience and so on. Okay, by staking with your validator, any delegator share the risk of slashing proportional to their stake. If you get slashed, they get slashed as well. Delegators will look for validators with the best track record. That's the most important. And low commission rate. That's the second most important as well. Okay, so in order to reduce your risk, you try to get a guy that has a really good track record. That guy's been running a lot of nodes for a long time. They're secure. They don't get hacked and so on and so forth. And he gives you a reasonable commission rate. We recommend finding a balance between your administrative costs and a competitive commission rate. Now, the other sections here, minting synths and synthetic farming, they're not quite documented yet, but that's coming. You got some guides on how to do delegated staking. So at the moment, because it's only at the MVP stage, okay, it's for people that want to test the system. So they have detailed instructions here, but you should check on Discord on how to get more information about that. Okay. Oh yes, I wanted to look at the roadmap. Okay, so right now there's a lot of stuff that's planned to be happening here. We are mostly in this phase and here as well. So let's look at the Arable roadmap at the moment where we're at. We are still in early stages right now. So there's the mainnet and token launch process. Right now, they're doing all these things here. So there was the alpha testnet. They were securing validators, secure third-party partnerships like Pangolin and so on. And there's beta testnet competition, beta testnet launch, smart contract bug bounty. So all these have been ongoing. And so they work on their documentation. The token launch is coming. There's the airdrop. And then eventually we're going to get to the main net launch, which is scheduled for February. Okay, and at that point, people are going to be able to do some yield farming, general staking, and delegated staking that we just talked about. Okay, and they're going to be able to use AnySwap bidirectional bridge and do some fundraising. All right, so here they elaborate about the MVP development phase. Okay. So the goal is to have synthetic avalanche farms. They're going to have active stablecoin lending, synthetic Ethereum farms, synthetic EVM farms, and synthetic non-EVM farms like Solana, Polkadot, and so on. So this is what's going on at the moment on the project. Okay, they're developing all this. Now, at some point, they're going to reach the growth phase, okay, with an advanced government system. The protocol is going to turn into a decentralized autonomous organization. They're going to use a third-party oracle, leverage yield farming, yield aggregator with auto compounding. So these are new projects that are going to come later, okay? And they want to launch on various EVM chains such as Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Heco, and other layer 2s. Probably maybe Arbitrum, I'm guessing. Okay, and they're going to use an AnySwap bridge for synthetics. Okay, so that's coming. Because at the moment over here, it's all going to be on Avalanche. Okay, so they're starting on Avalanche. And once everything is running fine there, then they can expand to more EVM blockchains. And then later, the plan is to add, in the scale phase, they're going to add non-EVM chains such as Cosmos, Solana, Polkadot, and Cardano. Okay, so it's a very ambitious plan. They're working very hard to make this grow. And as we saw, the market for derivatives and synthetics is huge. Okay, so there's a lot of room for expansion here. Okay. Arable also has a lot more documentation. I'm putting the links in the description below. There's an FAQ where they talk, they cover some of the stuff that we talked about, but they also have here some of the math that's used to give you an idea of how much money you can make. Okay, so they explain this in detail here. Okay, so you can have a look at this. I'm not going to go over all the details. There's a lot of information. But you should definitely check this out if you like this protocol. I think personally it's very exciting. There's a lot of potential for growth here. And as we saw earlier, there are many ways to make money with this. Okay, with staking, liquidity mining, delegated staking, and for very experienced users that know how to run servers, you can also run a validator node. Okay. So lots of opportunities. Check their Discord. Don't forget the launch is in February. Okay. So that's it for this video. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Download the free book. All you have to do is click the link and you put in your name, your email address, you hit the submit button, and you get a big button that says download the free book. If you miss that button, we're sending you an email with another button that says download the free book. And if you don't want a free book, well, go to Amazon, pay $5.99 to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff will send me a whole $1. See you.